Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions, sometime in August we will get an update where we'll be able to turn skills on and off, which will make auto battle a bit more customized. And this is a video where I talk about which skills you might want to consider turning off in order to improve the AI of your guys. And this is a really big deal. This is a very, very big quality of life update. And I was not expecting such a big update within like the first year of the life of the game. But it just goes to show how focused Square and Gumi are about quality of life updates for this game. And yeah, I'm still personally shocked that they did such a big quality of life this early. And what's even more shocking is that this was kind of a fan request. There was that live stream some time ago, and then they were announcing that in the future they wanted to make an update where you could assign like different fight styles to your guys, like Berserker or Healer or like Coward or Vanguard or whatever. But then Mr. Hirono, the producer, he was reading the comments, and one of the comments was like, how about a skills on and off thing? And then Mr. Hirono, he looked at the comments and he's like, well, that's a good idea, let's do that. And I was shocked, Usually big game companies do not do that. And if they do it, it takes them years, to do some of these updates, if you look at other mobile games. But they did this like they had a fire under them, like in 2 months or something they put it out. So super grateful. Really makes PvP a lot of fun. And it gives you more options to customize your guys beyond like sub-jobs or equipment or vision cards or whatever. So yeah, this really deepens the auto battle of the game. Maybe puts it beyond most mobile games. I haven't played all mobile games, so I don't know. Maybe makes it more approach console game strategy even. And then fiddling with the on-off is one of the most fun things for me to do. Going through the arena or going through the practice matches in guild battle, and then like changing the positioning of my guys and then turning skills on and off until they're behaving in a way that I really like. And this was the most fun during the Sasayaki 1 damage arena runs, or else like the Drain Force runs. Those were really fun, and they were enabled by skills on and off. But let's look at some skills that might be worth turning off. These are just recommendations. You don't have to follow my advice at all. The beauty of the on-off is that you can tailor it to how you want it to go. And so if you have grand plans for a stone-throwing Mont, go for it. But that kind of spoils my first pick, and that is Mont's Stone Throw. I'm glad the skill is in the game. It's a funny reference to the Final Fantasy Tactics game, but this could have been a much better ability. If you could use a TP to use it instead of AP, that would have been a legitimately useful skill. But as it is, he's using AP, which he could be saving for like Killer Blade or Sentinel or something more useful. So just by turning off this one skill, you'll really improve the artificial intelligence of Mont. So I hope you give him another chance after that update. Okay, another recommendation. Let's look at, I guess, Fina here. That would be spells with an area of effect. So we'll look at Cura here. With these type of spells, you can target either a unit or a panel. And then what can happen is if you target a panel, and then like a character that is in that area of effect moves out, and then the spell is cast, it doesn't affect the character that's now moved away. And then auto battle will often use these skills, these area of effect skills, because you get a little bit more range out of it than maybe your single target skills, and then also you maybe get a little bit more healing or a little bit more damage out of like Faraga or something. But every now and then you're going to shoot a blank in PvP. And if you wanted to eliminate that possibility, you could turn off all of your area of effect spells and just focus on single target spells like Cure here. But again, you're giving up more damage, you're giving up the ability to hit multiple guys at once, and then a little bit more range as well. So that's a personal choice, I think. Okay, another possibility could be the Archer charge skills. These are physical attacks, but as we can see, they have casting time. You can actually level this up to like 20, level 20 out of 20, and it will come out pretty quickly. It won't be instant, but it will be quick enough that it shouldn't bother you in most cases. I have them all turned off because my guys usually have enough other skills that they can make up for it. But if you just wanted more, archer attacks that have nice range variation on them, maybe you could leave the charge skills on and then raise the levels of those. Okay, and then let's talk about one skill. That'll be the first of the all skills but category. And that is Mug, turning off all skills but Mug. And by skills I mean AP skills. You want to keep some TP skills on so that they have ways to get more AP. But if you are using thieves, especially in the gil farming mission, you can turn off everything but Mug, and so you'll raise the chances of the thief using Mug, and so you can get more gil that way. Before, what you could do is that you could just unlock skills and just go straight up, and then unlock only Mug, and then just leave everything else unlocked. But that really kind of narrows the usability of the character. But now with the on-off option, we can unlock everything on this board, but then just turn everything off, and then leave only Mug on for the gil farming. And then if you wanted to use the character in the tower or something, you could turn everything on again, and then use them in that way. Okay. Next up, let's look at a tank skill. And that is Divine Grace. I've never been in a situation where I was happy where the AI used Divine Grace for me, but it's strange because the AI seems to always want to use this first. So I would recommend to turn this off, and then you raise your chances of using actual good skills like Sentinel, Immortal Spirit, Saintly Wall, maybe Taunting Blade, stuff like that. So yeah, Divine Grace I would recommend turning off. And then I think this will be available for this update, but maybe turning off the limit break. The usefulness of all limit breaks is not equal, and some characters will have some that are not as good. And then maybe in Engelbert's case, you're more interested in defensive skills rather than an attack like this. And then limit breaks can also cost a lot of AP, so it could be worth turning that off. Okay, and then let's head back to Mont real quick. Another possibility here is Beastbreaker. If you're going to use Mont in the arena or guild battles, I think you want to turn off Beastbreaker. There are no beasts so far that we can recruit onto our teams, so you want to use the Killer Blade more often. That will give you the Man-Eater, so that will have much more benefit in the arena. If you're using Mont to farm easy quests, I don't know why you do that. Maybe then you can leave on a Beastbreaker. But for the most part, you want to be using other stuff like Killer Blade. Okay, next, let's look at Salia. And this is another all skills but holy. And then what you can do here, the White Mage is very nice as a sub-job on Salia, but if you really wanted to focus her on attack, and then just like use her main job with her lightning spells plus holy, that's a good way, I think, to use the on-off skills. For the tower, of course, you would want that healing, but for shorter matches or like PvP, all skills off but holy could be something interesting. Okay, another good candidate for the all skills off but is Jamming Thrust. If you wanted to use any red mage and then just really focus them damage, and then use this skill, which is not super expensive and has many uses per battle, this could be really good. This could really upgrade Adorado, this could really upgrade Tsubuyaki, I think, maybe Miranda as well. If just speed and range and damage are your priorities, then maybe turning off everything but Jamming Thrust could be good. Still one of the best attacks in the game. Okay, and then for the maniacs like me, all skills but Drain Force. If you build your character right, with a lot of HP and a lot of Slayers, they'll end up using Drain Force anyway. And actually I've been having a lot of success with that lately in PvP. I've been specifically going after Orlando-led teams with my Khiton Drain Force team, and it's been doing pretty well. But yeah, as with so many other things, like with the skills on-off ability, It takes testing, so test it with Drain Force if you really want to use it. If they're not using it enough, maybe your HP or your Slayers aren't high enough, but you can kind of brute force it by turning off other skills. Okay, and then another possibility, this will be up to the individual, but turning off Raise or Arrays. Where are they? Yeah, there's Raise, there's Full Life. For some people that maybe want to focus on Full Life, which has a greater chance of getting off, maybe they turn off just Raise and then just leave on Full Life. Maybe some people are not interested in Raise at all, so they'll turn them off and then focus more on healing or attacking or that kind of thing. So that might be another thing to consider, maybe especially if you have a lot of characters with low faith. Okay, another possibility are the bar spells. This is for green mages, I think. We haven't needed these spells a whole bunch lately, where you raise your elemental resistances. And then some characters are kind of ruined by the AI. They're using this spell too much without any need for it, like Helena. But yeah, turning that off, that could maybe improve Helena as much as it improves Mont without his stone throw, so that might be an option there too. And then this one, I don't know if this situation would come up very much, but maybe you would want to turn off multi-hit skills. These often don't do the most damage, and they don't have additional effects like Slayers or Breaks or Imperils or whatever. So if you wanted to kind of steer your character more towards status effects or something, maybe turn this off. And maybe this would be especially good to turn off in PvE, where you're not specifically going for chains. But for like raids and stuff, I think you definitely want to keep this on. Okay, and then finally would be, I guess we'll just go to Mont again. And then we'll look at Divine Grace. But any buff where it affects multiple guys. So not a self buff, but area of effect buff. Depending on how you want your guys to move in PvP, like Mont, he's a tank, you want him to move to the front to take hits. If he's staying behind and buffing his teammates, maybe he won't be able to move to the front as quickly. So if you wanted to turn off this skill, that might make him want to move to the front earlier in the turn count, and that could be something that you want. Divine Grace, not the best example since I talked about it earlier, but any area of effect buff. Okay, but those were my picks for skills that you might consider turning off once we get the on-off ability update. Alright, I think that does it for this video. Some people have been asking for a Gambit system, and while I'm really happy that Final Fantasy XII is getting some recognition finally, I don't think that system is going to come soon to War of the Visions. Looking at how JP players have responded to the on-off abilities thing, they seem pretty satisfied with that. It'll be interesting to see how global players react to the on-off abilities switch. Okay, but hopefully that comes soon, and hopefully everybody enjoys it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.